Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 76. And I thought we would just kind of hang out for this stream. I'm currently, I'll go more in depth in this in a little bit, but one thing I'm kind of trying to work at is sort of setting goals for each quarter of the year. I have these sort of big goals, and then each quarter I have more sort of focused goals. And one of the things I'm trying to do early in the year is kind of build off of these things that I've been doing. You know, build off of the live streams, build off of the song releases, and other things that I've been working to set in place. And so, so I'm always trying to find ways to improve these live streams. And so one thing, I am planning to start having different segments. Different types of streams. We've tried the reaction stuff for a while, and we'll continue to do that, but, you know, not every stream is going to be a reaction, you know, just maybe every few streams, you know. And then, you know, some streams I thought it'd be fun to have kind of a Q&A where you guys can kind of ask songs and even request songs. You know, usually I'll have songs planned, but we might do a stream where you guys can ask questions, and I will play whatever song, you know, you request. And then one thing I just set up today, and I'll talk more about this, but I think we're going to have a songwriting segment. Now, I don't know if these are going to be songs that I release. I mean, maybe. I guess it turns out, you know, depends how they turn out. But I've actually been able to set things up where I can record in front of you guys. I can stream, and I can, you know, I can program a drum beat, and I can record myself playing a guitar riff, and I can record myself, you know, or stream myself recording vocals, all that stuff. And I thought it'd be fun to, I'm not totally sure how to do that. That's actually something I'd love some feedback from you guys is what might make that fun. You know, I don't know if I should release like a drum beat early in the week before the stream and let you guys vote on which drum beat you want me to write a riff based off of. I don't know if, you know, I'll have you guys send me something, some kind of request, you know, just some way. I'd love to get you guys involved. You know, I don't just want you to like, all right, guys, I'm going to make up a song. And, you know, I'd love to find a way to get you involved. So if you have any ideas about that, definitely share them. So that's kind of something I'm working on. I'm trying to find ways to keep these streams interesting. That's one thing I'm looking to do is having different segments. And I'm also planning to multi-stream. I still have to figure out some technical stuff, but I'm trying to see if I can stream to other platforms at the same time. So YouTube and Twitch, maybe TikTok as well. So we'll see. So definitely a lot of stuff happening, a lot of things in development. And, you know, for those of you who watch, I definitely appreciate your feedback. I'd love to know, like, what you enjoy watching the most, what you look forward to seeing, what you think would be fun. Yeah, so definitely working towards some things. But right now, just a good old hangout. You know, just love to catch up with you guys, love to talk, see what's going on. Hannah, hey, yep. Hannah says I'm down with that. Well, I'm glad you're excited for that. Hannah, I would certainly appreciate, you know, again, yeah, if you have any feedback, any suggestions of like, here's what I enjoy most from a live stream, you know, just kind of hearing. You know, to some degree, I'm always going to be performing songs, but just anything to just to keep things interesting and so we can all kind of enjoy stuff, you know. So right now, you know, we'll continue having reaction segments, maybe Q&As, and I think we're going to do some kind of sort of songwriting session together, and maybe a few other things. So still working to get that stuff in place. Hannah, I hope you've been doing well. If you have any suggestions, please share them. But other than that, let me just ask, what have you been up to? What's something fun you've done? Have you watched anything good lately? I don't know if you're a gamer, if you play any games or not, but if you have, it says movies and music, so you'll have to let me know, have you watched any good movies lately, and what have you been listening to lately? I'd be curious to hear that. But while that's all taking place, I'm going to go ahead and open up with a song. Hope you like it. This one's called A Place to Call Home. Here we go. This prison inside of me, concealing what I believe. potential is obvious, but I'm too scared to set it free. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I do not feel alone. I promised a destiny, but I won't trust what I cannot see. Some mother will tuck me in to this coffin and bury me. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I do not feel alone. You showed me love I never know. You told me of a place to call home. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I do not feel alone. You showed me love I never known. You told me of a place to call home. Oh yeah. All right. All right, let's see here. So Hannah says, no recent movies, just a bunch of old Avril and Orianthe. I don't know if I've heard of that artist to enjoy. I think I told you before. I can't remember. I think I mentioned this to you, but I'm kind of sort of weirdly new to Avril. Like obviously Avril's been around for a long time, and I've even been aware of her since I was a kid. But kind of kind of new to her discography, you know. I think I told this story, but here's the super short version. When I was a kid, I remember girls on my school bus singing Skater Boy, and I didn't know what the song sounded like, so just hearing it sung a cappella like that, it was kind of annoying. And so I was like, man, I wish I would stop singing. But then I heard the song on the radio, and I was like, oh, that's what it sounds like, and it sounded really cool. But again, at that time, like, I just thought it was a cool song, and, you know, I didn't really, I was kind of too young to like shop for music or anything, you know, so so never really went any further than that. Didn't go get the CD or anything. So it wasn't until years later that I finally checked out like her first album, or at least the one with Skater Boy, you know, and I was like, wow, there's actually some great songs on here. And then I've checked out some more of her discography, and yeah, the next few albums after that, I think are pretty good. I know I've listened to the songs a few times. I still have, you know, I still like to buy and download songs. I like to put them on my phone, and so I have a playlist called Buy. It's got a question mark, like, and it's songs that you know, that I'm interested in buying, and I have a bunch of Avril songs on there. So very cool. I'll have to look up that other artist. I don't, not totally sure how you pronounce that, but I'll have to check him out. Let's see. Hannah says, I actually got my channel name from an old channel concept of uploading home films and covers. I gotcha. Movies and music. I see. For the sake of building a fan base, though, I experimented with just about everything and whatnot. Yes, it can take quite some experimentation to kind of see what names and titles and things. Again, something I've kind of learned. So I do know if you are kind of trying to run a channel as well and trying to kind of attract more, of an audience that might be interested in the kind of content you make. I was saying earlier that it's good to have kind of an overall goal, like for the year, and then to kind of break it into smaller goals and focus on quarters. So, the first 3 months, next 3 months, next 3 months, so on and so forth. So, basically, January through March was the first quarter. So now, what is it? April, May, June. Yeah, April, May, June is the next quarter. We're at the beginning of the second quarter of the year. And that's a great time to kind of reassess, like, all right, what's been working so far? What needs to be tweaked? What can I handle? And kind of having a better idea, like, what can you actually accomplish in a quarter? The first quarter of this year for me has been a little tricky because first off, just using a lot of time just to come up with a game plan. I kind of used a lot of that quarter just to sort of have a game plan, and then I might have bit off a little more than I could chew as far as like what could I actually accomplish in the remaining time I had. So the second quarter, trying to kind of hone back a little bit and just kind of give myself something a bit more manageable. Orientha, man, I will learn how to pronounce that. Did a song with Lacey Sturm, but I can't remember the name of it. That's cool. I'll definitely, thanks for sharing that. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm sure if you just look both of them up, the song will arise and stuff. So, cool. I'm not sure that I've watched any movies lately. I don't know if you're a gamer at all, but I have been playing a game called Dino Crisis. And the way this game works, so this is an old PS1 game from back in the day. My friend used to have it. I never owned it, but I remember watching him play it and always enjoyed it. And it's made by Capcom, the same people who made the Resident Evil series. And so it's kind of a survival horror theme. What I like about my favorite genre is action adventure. So survival horror is kind of just like a really intense action adventure. That's what I enjoy about it. Is you're trying to survive from a very frightening threat. And in this case, the threat is dinosaurs. So you're in this facility, and you're having to solve puzzles and unlock doors and get around. Meanwhile, there are dinosaurs crawling, throughout the hallways and in certain rooms, and you're trying to survive from that. So it's been a fun game. I've enjoyed it. I think probably over the halfway point. I've never beat it, so I don't know how far I am, but I think I'm getting pretty close to the end. And that's been fun. That's kind of been how I've been enjoying my evenings. But yes, what are some things that you like to do for fun, Hannah? I've probably asked before, so forgive me if I'm forgetting some stuff that you've shared. But yeah, let me know what are some things you typically like to do for fun. Stanley, good to have you joining us. We're just kind of hanging out right now. We were just talking, like, what have you done for fun? What about you, Stan? Have you? Yep, Stan the man. Have you watched anything good lately? Playing any games? What you've been listening to? All that. Now, I can say one thing I have been listening to a lot lately. So, our youth group at our church here has an event they go to called Unplugged. And it's a cool event. It's called Unplugged because it's a campground, and they go there for a weekend retreat and kind of unplug from things, unplug from social media, and just kind of video games and stuff. Well, yeah, video games and stuff like that, and just kind of have a retreat to kind of have some time together, fellowshipping and kind of building friendships. And they have a lot of outdoor activities and inside games and things like that. And it's kind of a fun event. Most of the time I'm never really sure if I'm going to be going or not, but usually something ends up dragging me in. Something has me going. And in this case, the band that's going to be playing there, that's going to be leading music, they didn't have a bassist, and so someone gave them my contact, and they reached out to me and asked if I'd be willing to fill in. And I said, well, I'm probably going to be going anyway, so sure, I can help play bass while I'm there. So they sent me a set list of the songs, and just a bunch of praise and worship songs. And so I've been listening to those a lot, just trying to get familiar with them, and I'll have to be practicing and preparing for that. So that's so I've been listening to that mainly, just trying to kind of learn those songs. Let's see here. Stan says been cutting a lot of grass, so love it. Well, glad you enjoy it. So I've always thought, if you're on a lawnmower, cutting grass, I've always thought that's probably a lot more enjoyable than like weed eating or that kind of thing. I sometimes, so I live on a farm with my family, and oh, you driving right now, or are you driving to Unplugged? One or the other, I guess. But I live on a farm, and so there's quite a bit of property, and sometimes I have to do the weed eating, and I don't mind doing it. It's just the time that it takes to do it. So usually I'll listen to music while I'm doing it. I'll put my headphones on and just kind of listen to music. So it's not like, it's not too bad, but thankfully I think we've got someone else handling the weed eating right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Hannah says, writing generally, I've got a few books I'm currently writing. That is cool. 2 slasher themed and 2 music themed. I'm also doing some songwriting for when I get my band together. Awesome. That's really cool that you enjoy writing. So a couple books, 2 slasher themed. That sounds exciting. So definitely keep me posted about that. I would love to read your books when you finish them. And then the music theme, that's kind of interesting. What do you have in mind for that as far as like a book goes? Because I'm not sure, like, is it just a protagonist that is a musician or something? Or, I'm kind of curious, like, what does that look like? What exactly do you mean by a music-themed book? And then some songwriting. That's really cool. How's your songwriting going, and how's the band thing going? Because I'd be curious to hear about that. What some of your goals are, and I'd be happy to kind of sort of share from my experience and see if I can give any tips or advice that might help you with that. I've certainly tried the band thing a couple times before, and it can be tricky. It can be tough. And so the main thing I'll say is, like, if that's really what you want to do is like get a band together, then awesome. Go for it. I hope it works out. Hope you can find some good bandmates. But if you're just wanting to do something with music and you're kind of waiting for a band to do it, I would say don't let that hold you back. Go ahead and get started. Go ahead and start writing songs and putting stuff out there, finding some way to share your music, and then that will kind of open up more opportunities, and maybe eventually you can get the band going. But don't let the lack of a band keep you from sharing your songs. But either way is fine. I definitely want you to do that. Again, for myself, I'd tried the band thing before, and it was just kind of hard to make it work. For whatever reason, it just never really developed. And so now I'm kind of committing to just being a solo artist. And maybe in the future there will be some projects that involve other musicians where I would have an actual band with that project. But as for this current project, just kind of focusing on doing it solo. For anyone else joining in the chat, don't be shy. We're just kind of hanging out, and just let us know what you've been up to. What's something fun you've done lately? Have you watched any good movies? Listened to any music? What you've been listening to lately? You playing any video games? Please leave a comment. Let's see. Hannah says the one book is based off the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory that she's been replaced by a body double. I have heard this theory before, which I hope people know that's like ridiculous. But it's certainly it's an interesting theme though, because the girl does not age. And the other one is kind of like that Daisy Jones and the Six show that recently concluded. I'm not sure that I'm aware of that show. I might have to look that up. Daisy Jones and the Six. So that's pretty cool. I think those are some pretty interesting themes. Now, as you're writing, are you obviously you have these concepts. Are you trying to write them all at the same time? Like, are you going back and forth with them? Or are you kind of focused on one and just kind of trying to knock them out one at a time. Stan confirms, I'm driving the bus to Unplugged. And yeah, I had a feeling that was the case. I had a feeling you were probably driving there. So awesome. Well, continue, I think there's a lot of exciting stuff to talk about here. Hannah, if you don't, I think that's some cool stuff. If you don't mind filling me in, and Stan, whatever you've been up to lately, go ahead and let me know. I'm going to go ahead and play another piece of music for you guys. This one is an instrumental. Let me just bring up the track real quick. All right. Yep, got an instrumental for you. Hope you like it. Here we go. Thank you. All right. 1 second. These cables, man. Oh my gosh. Get myself tied up here. All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. Stanley's ready for Easter Sunday. Well, 3 out of 4 songs ready. Yeah, he's been practicing the songs for Sunday, and I don't know if that 4th one is the Power in the Blood, if that's the one you're trying to kind of clean up a little bit. But, just keep practicing. You'll be ready by Sunday. Oh, yep, Hannah forgot. Yep, Easter's coming up. Yep. Nope, it's, this Sunday. Coming up, we've been making some preparations and stuff, picking out songs, and they're going to be having service at our church here, and then after service, they're doing like an Easter egg hunt for the kids and stuff like that. And so yeah, we're looking forward to it. Pretty fun. Usually, like Stan, I don't know if you have any plans for Easter or anything. Hannah, I don't know if you have any plans. I'm assuming since you forgot, you probably didn't have plans, but usually we'll have some. My family, we'll have some family come over. So afterwards they'll come over and we'll just kind of spend some time together and have a meal and play with the kids and stuff like that. So definitely looking forward to it. But yes, that is coming up. Now, one thing I thought might be kind of fun to do. I know a while back we had done like some brackets and stuff, and so part of me was wondering if we could try that, maybe while we're hanging out, maybe we can come up with a certain bracket. but we need a topic. So what's a topic you guys might be interested in doing a bracket for? We could do a superhero bracket. We could do a band or album bracket. We could do a vocalist bracket, a guitarist bracket, a bassist bracket, a drummer. Whatever you kind of come in mind. Now, I will say, as far as like the music stuff goes, I don't have things set up right now to to like watch any videos or things like that. So if it's a certain bracket where it would be fun to like look up videos, then we might want to save that for another stream. But Hannah says band sounds good. Yep. All right. Do we want to do? Let's try to narrow that a little bit. So we can do a bracket for a band. Let's see. I mean, I guess we're gonna kind of stick in the genre of kind of metal and rock. Any other ways we can kind of narrow that down more? We could do maybe a time period, maybe like from bands that formed between 2000 and 2010 or something like that. Truth be told, I don't know if I know any bands afterwards. Like I know I do, but I don't know if I could name like, oh, I know this band that started after 2010 and stuff. Most of the artists that I kept up with either started in the early 2000s. Some started even earlier in the 90s. So I don't know. Maybe the time's not the best thing. But we'll probably go, alternative metal, metalcore, that kind of genre. Yep. Let's see here. Stanley says, I have been focusing on work and my boss retiring and moving into his spot and trying to manage all my commitments. Yep. Stan's been a busy man, doing a lot of things. So, all right. Well, we could try a band bracket. Let's see if we can get 8 nominations. So who would we like to nominate for this band here? I'm going to go ahead and nominate Chevelle. I'm going to type that in real quick. That's probably one of my favorites. Now, rather than me nominating 8 bands, maybe we can each. I want everyone to have a chance to kind of nominate. So anyone joining us, nominate a band. Ideally, someone in kind of the genre of alternative metal, metalcore, that kind of thing. There, So if you if it's like a punk rock band, might be a great band, but it's gonna be hard to kind of vote if they're all in different genres and things like that. And there's a few things we can take into account. If we're looking different things we can appreciate from bands. So obviously the number one thing is going to be their music, their songs, but we can appreciate their musicianship. Like if they have like a really talented guitarist, hey JT. Good to have you. JT says Owl City. So, yep, let's add Owl City to the list. Which I'm pretty sure, I got to be honest, I know I've heard of Owl City. I'm pretty sure I've heard a few of their songs. Breaking Benjamin, that's a good one. But I can't say I am super familiar with their material. So that's going to be a tough one for me to give like a fair assessment of. But hopefully, Hannah, Stan, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Owl City or not. I think Breaking Benjamin is a good one. Stan says, I'll let you know, Quincy. I never compromise my practice. Stan, they're not metal, though. Well, if you can think of something a little bit heavier, that might match a little bit with the genre we're doing. What genre would you describe Owl City as? Are they kind of more like a, alternative rock or something like that? Kind of like if they are kind of what I think they are, they might be more like more in the lines of like Snow Patrol and that kind of thing. Owl City sings that Good Time song with, I can't remember who. Okay, good to know. Stan says Metallica, so we'll add Metallica to the list. All right. And like I was saying before, there's a few things we can take into mind. Obviously, the songs, but maybe the musicianship. If one of the bands has like a really good drummer or a really good vocalist or guitarist or bassist or something, we can take into account the style, the band's kind of presence and, their marketing and stuff like that. And like, man, they have really cool artwork or, it could be any little thing. So let's see right now. If we do include Owl City, right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 nominations. It'd be nice to get at least 4 more. My second nomination, let's get a metalcore band in here. I'm going to go with Killswitch Engage. Switch Engage. They're one of my favorites. Oh, 3 Days Grace. That's a good one. Hannah says 3 Days Grace with their original lead. Not sure how metal they are in comparison to the other bands. If not them, Hailstorm for the win. No, I would consider 3 Days Grace, especially old 3 Days Grace, kind of their older stuff. I think you could call that alternative metal. So I think you could put that in the same genre as like Breaking Benjamin and Chevelle. Yes, I mean even those bands. Like so far out of these bands, I would say Metallica's probably the most metal, then followed by Killswitch Engage. And then I think 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, and Chevelle are all kind of in the same vein a little bit. And then Owl City is probably on the other end of the spectrum, kind of being outside of metal. But I think those are good nominations. And we might throw Hailstorm in there as well. 3 days. Stan, JT, have y'all got any more nominations? Let me know if you've got anyone else you'd like to nominate. Go ahead and share that. Oh, Edward joining in with Bullet for My Valentine. That's a good suggestion. I will say, I was actually just checking out Bullet for My Valentine's album, which The Poison. I know that's kind of like one of their classic records, and I hadn't listened to them in a while. I was familiar with some of their music. It hadn't resonated with me much, but I hadn't checked them out in a while. So I was like, let me give them another chance. And they are really good. I think they're a very talented band. I wouldn't say they're like a favorite of mine, but I do think that it is a very good record. And there's a few songs in there I really like. I think, I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. Yeah. What's the song that goes, all these things? Yeah, that one. All these things I hate revolve around me. I don't know if that's the name of the song or something. I don't know. But that one, that might be my favorite song from that particular record. So I think that's a good nomination. Let's see how many we've got. We've got Bullet. We got 3 Days Grace. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we just need one more. We might throw Hailstorm in there, but just in case there's someone else who hasn't placed a nomination, or if JT would like to place kind of a more metal nomination, we'll give them a chance. So if not, we will add Hailstorm to the mix. And Stan, if you have another suggestion, I know you've only made one, or Edward, if you've got another one. So I think Hannah and I have made the most contributions so far, so just trying to give everyone else a chance to make a suggestion. So one more time, we've got Chevelle. I do think we're going to go with Owl City, unless JT does have kind of a more metal nomination. We've got Breaking Benjamin, Metallica, Killswitch Engage, 3 Days Grace, Trivium. All right, that's a good one. We will throw Trivium in there. And Stan, you already said Metallica. Oh, are you saying Metallica is going to win it all? I mean, they might get your vote, but we're trying to vote collectively. So JT might have left. Yep. Hopefully he'll return. Sometimes it's a streaming thing. Stan says AC/DC. Okay. I tell you what. I think we can have 10. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling Owl City was kind of poppy. So they might be sort of a tough one to throw in here. All right, let me see something real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7, 8, 9. All right. I think we're going to go with 10 nominations here. That's going to be hard to... I'll tell you what, we need 2 more nominations. 2 more. And that will work. And hold on, I'm trying to imagine in my head real quick. So we'd have, okay, yeah, that should be fine. We need 2 more nominations. And I'm going to start kind of pairing them up real quick. All right. So right now I can say I think we're going to do Metallica versus Trivium. I think we'll do Bullet for My Valentine versus Killswitch Engage. We'll do 3 Days Grace versus Breaking Benjamin. We'll do Chevelle versus AC/DC. And we'll do Owl City versus Hailstorm, I think. Oh, Stanley nominates me. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'll win that. Glam metal, like from the '80s, count. I mean, sure, why not? Right now, we do have kind of some pop, and we've got a little bit, you know. I was trying to hone it into a specific genre, but as long as it's kind of rockish, you know. I mean, Hannah approves. I'll tell you what, we'll throw it in there. We'll see how I do, you know. But I want you guys to vote honestly, okay? We'll throw me in there, but you know, don't be too nice to me, you know. And we got Avenged Sevenfold. All right, that sounds good. So we'll put me and Avenged Sevenfold in there. Oh, Nickelback. Yep. Avenged Sevenfold. Nickelback. All right. I think we've got enough. We might end up needing one more. Who was that 80s band you were thinking of nominating? All right, here we go. So let's do. We're gonna do Nickelback versus Owl City. We're gonna do we'll do Avenged Sevenfold. Avenged Sevenfold. Whoops. Sevenfold verse. I was gonna say Bullet. Yeah, let's do. I think that'd be a good matchup. Bullet. Who do you guys think I should match up against first? I don't know. Got Van Halen. Yep. Bullet for My Valentine. Yeah, we might throw Van Halen in there if we need another one. Let me do these matchups first, and then we'll see if we need another one. Let's see. We'll do Metallica versus AC/DC. Actually, let me think. Sorry, trying to find the best way to match these up. Let's do Metallica versus Trivium. I think that might be a good matchup. Trivium. We'll do AC/DC versus Hailstorm. AC/DC versus Hailstorm. All right, let's see here. Who else we got? Let's do 3 Days Grace versus Breaking Benjamin. Man, that's going to be a tough one. 3 Days Grace versus Breaking Benjamin. Okay. We'll do AC/DC versus Chevelle. Hey, Logan. Good to have you with us. We're about to do a bracket here. I'm putting the nominees in place. Let's see. What did I just... I already did AC/DC. Is that what I just said? Who else have we got? Sorry, I'm kind of going through reading. Oh, we still have Bullet for My Valentine. I don't think I've done that one yet, have I? No, I did that with Avenged, right? Yes, okay. That's a good matchup. Trivium and Metallica. We did AC/DC and Hailstorm. Owl City and Nickelback. That might be it, actually. Of course, if we're going to throw me in there, so I might need... Good gosh, do we have to go against Van Halen? Because we've got... Yes, sorry, I'm going through them. We got... Chevelle's the only one I still need to... I don't think I have Chevelle against anyone. Is it me against Chevelle? Oh, no. Darn, I'm going to have to request nominations. Or yeah, I don't know. All right. Yeah, I think it's me versus Chevelle. Dang, didn't want to do that. No, not my two faves together. Yeah, I know, it's tough, yep. Yeah, I think it's got to be Quincy versus Chevelle. Man, that's rough. Even my vote would go to Chevelle, to be honest. You know, they've influenced me so much, so. All right, Quincy versus Chevelle. Okay, like I said, don't be nice, you know. If y'all like Chevelle better than me, that's okay. I probably do too. All right, guys, I'm going to play a song for you. This is a new song, and while I'm playing, feel free to cast your votes. Wherever you see what I've written, so-and-so versus so-and-so, go ahead and cast your vote. If you're not familiar with a band, you know, you can try to look them up real quick or something, or you can just go with you can ask, like, you know, maybe I can give like a quick summary of what they sound like, and you can just vote for the one that you think, you know, you would like more, like which one kind of sounds more like your style. So yeah, those are the nominations right there. That's our first bracket, so just kind of make your votes based off of those challenges, and then we'll do the next round after the song. So hope you like the song. This one's, you know, speaking of Chevelle, you know, this is definitely a song, definitely drew some influence from Chevelle with this one. So this is called Erase Myself. Hope you like it. Here we go. I'll brace myself for all this pain, erase myself and start again. Grab a hold of me and throw me in the deep end. Show me the flame that burns inside of me, and I'll brace myself for all this pain, erase myself and start again, and I'll face myself with honesty, erase myself and start again. Yeah, yeah. can't remain without the refiner. It's time to change what used to define me. Resist the pain, I have to keep fighting. Ignite the flame that's deep down inside me. It hurts at first, but worth all the pain to see myself and not be ashamed. It hurts at first, but worth all the pain to see myself and not be ashamed. And I'll brace myself for all this pain, erase myself and start again. And I'll face myself with honesty, erase myself and start again. Thank you. All right, again, that one was called Erase Myself. That's actually my most recent release, so if you haven't heard it, definitely check it out. It's available on Spotify. You can download it for free from my Bandcamp. There's links for all that stuff in the description, so yep, definitely check it out. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, the people have spoken. Yep. All right, Hannah's votes go to Nickelback, Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium, Hailstorm, 3 Days Grace, and me. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. Stan, you might post the rest of your votes as well. I think the way Hannah and Edward did it, I think that's kind of the way to do it. Thanks, Stan. Appreciate that. So yeah, go ahead and just kind of list all your votes. So Edward's got Owl City, Bullet for My Valentine. Interesting. Okay, so right now we've got kind of a tiebreaker needed between Edward and Hannah. AC/DC, yeah, man. Trivium and 3 Days Grace and Quincy. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Let's see. So far, it's looking good for 3 Days Grace and Trivium and myself. Let's see here. Thanks, Edward. Appreciate that. Yep. Yeah, thank you so much. Again, that song is available on Spotify and Apple Music, all those spots, and you can download it for free if you like to download music and save it to your device, your listening device. It's available from my Bandcamp. You can download it for free. Let's see. Stanley's got Metallica and me. Thank you. AC/DC. So it's funny. So I think all of you voted for me. My vote goes for Chevelle, but but we'll see. It'll be fun to see how far I can get. Now, keep in mind, I'm going against all these legendary artists here who have, established themselves. I'm still kind of getting started. So, but we'll see. Hannah asked why not Flyleaf. I was tempted to, but I didn't want to. I wanted to give everyone else a chance to nominate. Again, I did. Let's see. I nominated Chevelle and Killswitch. Usually, my top three that I mention are Chevelle, Killswitch, and Flyleaf. And since I'd already done Chevelle, I felt like Flyleaf was a little similar to Chevelle, so I thought I would kind of, especially since Edward was kind of bringing in a little more of the metalcore, I thought I would go that route as well. And even Stan bringing in Metallica, I thought Killswitch Engage would kind of smooth that out. Who do we have verse? Oh my gosh, did I not? I don't think we have anyone verse Killswitch Engage. Let's see here. I might have forgotten to mention that one. Well, darn. Well, maybe next time. Maybe we'll get Kill Switch next time. Let's not overcomplicate things. And yes, that's right. Yep, these are artists that have been around, and yeah, quite a few of them definitely drew some influence from quite a few. So let's see here. So far, for me versus Chevelle, even though I don't know if I agree, I think I am making it to the next round. For 3 Days Grace versus Breaking Benjamin, I think, let's see, that's a tough vote. That's really tough. I like both bands. I think I was into 3 Days Grace a little earlier than Breaking Benjamin, but I've been listening to a lot of Breaking Benjamin lately. Man, that's a tough pick. Logan's got a few votes. Logan says Metallica, AC/DC, and Quincy. Thank you. Appreciate that. Stan Logan, I'm curious. I don't know if y'all are super familiar with 3 Days Grace and Breaking Benjamin, but of those two, which one would you vote? I'm going to come back to that before I cast my vote. For AC/DC versus Hailstorm, so far we got Hailstorm from Hannah. We got AC/DC from Edward. We've got another AC/DC from Stanley. And we've got another AC/DC. So even if I were to vote, I think AC/DC is going to take the win on that one. Let's see here. Metallica versus Trivium. Let's see what we've got. We've got Trivium from Hannah. We've got Trivium from Edward. We've got Metallica from Stanley. And we've got Metallica. Oh, man, y'all are making it tough. I'm the tiebreaker here. So am I going Metallica or Trivium? Man, that's a tough pick. Okay, again, I will come back to that in just a moment here. I'm trying to see if which ones are not tiebreakers. Which ones are already finished. So, Avenged versus Bullet. Let's see. We've got Avenged from Hannah. We've got Bullet from Edward. Okay. So Logan's not totally sure, but saying Benjamin. Hannah says her viewers are obsessed with 3 Days Grace and Breaking Benjamin. And hey, keep that in mind. We are, these are all good bands. So, just because one makes it to the next round doesn't, that just means they won this round. That doesn't mean they're not a superior band. Stanley says I would say blindly I know Breaking Benjamin more. Okay, so yeah, so that's a bit of a. So those two, Breaking Benjamin, and then. Yeah, so I think I'm the tiebreaker there. Let's see what else we got. So for Avenged and Bullet, that's another one we might have to get a tiebreaker for. Nickelback and Owl City. I think that's going to need a tie as well, because I think we've got Nickelback from Hannah, and we've got Owl City from Edward. Oh, sorry, my mic's being finicky. Let's see, Stan, Logan, who would y'all pick between Owl City and Nickelback? For me, I think I'd have to go Nickelback, actually. I think I'm just more familiar with Nickelback's material. Not sure it would be, really fair for me to vote for Owl City. And, we've discussed this last time. I know Nickelback is a little, infamous for sort of, a lot of people kind of hating on that band. But I do think they have some good songs, and I think Chad's got a good voice. So, as far as who I would actually listen to, I think I would actually listen to some Nickelback songs. So unless Logan and Stan vote otherwise, I think Nickelback's going to make it to the next round. All right, for Avenged and Bullet, that's tough. Fun fact. So some of you, if you're aware of my song For You, a lot of that song was actually inspired by Avenged Sevenfold. I'm not a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan, but what's the song? Almost Easy. Almost Easy. That's my favorite song by them, and that song was very influential for my song For You. So I definitely like Avenged Sevenfold, and like I said, recently I revisited Bullet for My Valentine, and I do think they are a good band. So that's a really, honestly, I could really go either way. I don't know if I would say I favor one over the other. If I had to pick, I think that's tough, because you got one band that has a song that actually kind of helped inspire one of mine, but I do think I like more of Bullet's songs. I think there are more Bullet for My Valentine songs that I like as opposed to Avenged. Avenged is kind of another band, like, I'm going to have to check them out again soon. You know, I kind of, like, checked them out back in the day, kind of had, like, my, you know, opinion of them, and then just sort of moved on. But now, you know, years later, they're kind of a band that I would like to revisit and see if, you know, if anything sticks with me or if I still kind of feel the same way. Stan and Logan are going nickel. Yep. So, Bullet sounds good as a name. It is a good band name, you know. It's kind of a sad, you know, band name, you know. But it is a good band name. Man. Yeah, again, I think I could go either one, but I think my vote's going to go for Bullet just because I think they have more songs that I like. But I really like Almost Easy. That's up there. So, man, that's tough. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Bullet. All right, Metallica versus Trivium. This is going to be, all right, so far, yep, I'm the tiebreaker for that. This is tough. I think Trivium's a really good band. To be honest, I think Trivium's another band that I kind of need to revisit a little bit. I'm familiar with some of their songs, but, like, if I had, like, I don't even know if I can name a Trivium song. Like, I've definitely heard their music before, but I don't know if I can name a Trivium song. I can name a few Metallica songs. I do like a few Metallica songs. And, again, kind of the same scenario. I think you could go either way. I think both bands are really good, but I do think my vote is going to have to go for Trivium. So, sorry, for Metallica. But, you know, either one could go. Both are great bands, but yes. Oh, Hannah's got a few suggestions. I'll read those in a moment, but I definitely appreciate topic suggestions. And let me mention that, you know, if any of you, you know, if you have any topic suggestions or things that you'd like to discuss, future brackets, at some point, maybe I'll, you know, I got to figure out how to set it up, but maybe we'll do like tier lists and things like that. Yeah, if you have any suggestions for what kind of stuff you'd like to see in future streams, please leave a comment, you know, let me know what you'd like to see in the future. And we'll work towards that. For those of you who, you know, I don't know if y'all heard me mention earlier, one thing I'm getting set up is I can actually record and like I can stream while recording guitar and programming drums. And so I think we're going to have like a songwriting session together. I don't know if it's going to be like an actual song that I release or something. I guess it depends how good it turns out. But I thought that would be fun, like to kind of get together and just be creative and like, let's see what we can make up. But I'm still trying to figure out like how to work that out. Like, so I don't know if there's some way you guys can share like a drum beat or like a melody, and then we can base our creativity off of that. I'm not sure, but that's something that we'll be looking to do in the future. So I think that's going to be kind of fun. Okay, let's see here. So we've got Nickelback. I think we're going to go Bullet for My Valentine. And yes, I think we're going to go Metallica. I think AC/DC. Okay, 3 Days Grace versus Breaking Benjamin. I think I'm the tiebreaker here as well. Man, these are tough. Why did I pair? These are some tough pairings, man. Both are really good bands. 3 Days Grace, especially if we're talking their earlier material, which I know we are, with Adam. They've got some great songs. I've listened to their albums so many times. I'll say this, you know, Breaking Benjamin, I recently, I liked a few of their songs, and lately, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the album with the brain scan or whatever as the album cover. And that's a great album. I'm actually thinking of purchasing that album soon. And so I do really like that. And again, I like both vocalists. I think both, you know, Adam and Benjamin, I think they both have really good, like they're just really good vocalists. This is tough. Again, I think I could really go either way, but I think I'm going to go with 3 Days Grace. I think we're going to pick that band. So I think 3 Days Grace gets the nomination there. For Quincy versus Chevelle, my vote goes to Chevelle, but looks like I won that round, so I'm going to be making it to the next. And I think that's it. All right, so I think that's our votes. So moving on to the next round. Let's see here, just catching up on some comments real quick. There was one of the best movies ever. Real quick, just reading Hannah's comment. Next week's topic suggestions, social media versus the music industry. Certainly interesting how TikTok has ruined what we used to know as making it in the industry. That is an interesting topic. We might have to dive into that a little bit. It's definitely changed things, that's for sure. Hannah says they recorded the title track, Dear Agony, that's right, with Lacey for their Aurora album. And I have heard that, yes. And I like both versions. That might be from that album, which I think the album is Dear Agony. But that track, Dear Agony, I really like that song. And I like both versions. I like the original version and the one they did with Lacey. Hannah says, darn, everybody records something with Lacey. Yeah, that's kind of the, like when you're a vocalist, that's kind of a great thing you can do is you can sort of collaborate with other projects and you just got to show up and sing, you know, and they can do it. So yeah, Lacey has done a lot of collaborations. It's actually something I'm kind of hoping to do a little bit. I've done collaborations before, but usually it's where I have to, write and record. I'm trying to see, I'm considering maybe there's some other artists that I'd be interested in collaborating in, and I can just contribute like a singing part, and let them do all the mixing and things like that. So we'll see. So I'd like to do that same thing, kind of collaborate with some artists like that. Okay, so the next. Let's see. So based off of our winners, let's see. Let's do. All right. Well, let's do the old school versus each other. Let's do Metallica versus AC/DC. Metallica versus AC/DC. Oh, Hannah's got to go. But this was yet another fun stream. Thanks, Hannah. Glad you're enjoying it. Let me know who won the bracket. I'll keep you posted. But appreciate it. Yep. Logan's like, oh, that's tough. Now y'all know how I feel. This is how I felt, when you pair up like your two favorites, All right, Metallica versus AC/DC. Let's do. Trying to think. We'll do. Trying to think what would be a good pairing. Man, this is tough. And let me see how many pairings we have real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it should be 6. So, All right, I don't want to do it, but I think we're going to do me versus 3 Days Grace. That's going to be tough. So Quincy, Kane versus 3 Days Grace. Okay. We'll do Bullet versus Nickelback. Bullet for My Valentine versus Nickelback. All right. And who else we got? That's 1, 2, 3. I think we've got maybe, or no, that might be it. Because, yeah, I think we're down to 6. Because it was just 6 picks. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, so that's it. So we've got these 3 brackets here. So we got Metallica versus AC/DC. We got me versus 3 Days Grace. And we got Bullet for My Valentine versus Nickelback. So I'm going to go ahead and perform another song. Yeah, go ahead and cast your votes. Let's see here. This next song is going to be an instrumental. So should be relatively quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, here we go. All right. Now this is a band that is not in our nominations, but this instrumental is actually inspired by one of my favorite bands, The Faceless. So I'm not sure that they would be, I guess we could include them, but they probably wouldn't be like ideal for this bracket here. They're pretty heavy and they're like kind of technical progressive metal. So, we're trying to keep it a little more mainstream or just kind of, metalcore, alternative metal kind of stuff. So, but here we go. Here's an instrumental. Hope you like it. Hey, Daniel, thanks for joining the chat. Thank you. I was about to talk, and then I was choking on a little spit. Whoops. Okay, yep. All right, Daniel, good to have you in the chat. Nice to see you. Have to head back. Y'all have a happy Easter. Man, hoping yeah. Let me read all your stuff real quick. All right. Hello, just stopping by to say hello. We'll have to head back to work. Okay, yep. Just working, Stanley. Hope you're doing well. I have to head back. Y'all have a great Easter. Daniel, always appreciate you, even when you just stop by to say hello. It means a lot. So, yeah, hope you have a happy Easter. Take care, bud. All right, let's see what we got. So, Logan says, Metallica, Quincy, Nickelback. I'm not very influenced in the rock business, so I chose who I knew. Yep, well, fair enough. Stanley looks like going the same route, Metallica, Quincy, Nickelback. Let's see. Stanley was replying to Daniel saying, what's up, man? Hope all is well with you. Just working. Yep. Not too bad. Happy Easter, man. All right. Happy Easter. He is risen, indeed. Edward says AC/DC, Quincy, and Bullet for My Valentine. So my vote will either, we could use one more person because, we could either use, a tiebreaker or, we'll see. Because some of these were going to be kind of, well, yeah. We'll see. All right, so as far as I go, it looks like I did make it. You guys are nice. I appreciate that, I think I would have voted for 3 Days Grace, 3 Days Grace is, they have some good songs. Good gosh, I'm still getting started. But certainly, I've definitely been a little inspired by them, especially, I think Adam is such a great vocalist. So they have my vote, but, looks like I'm advancing to the next round. Edward says AC/DC. So, again, I have a choice here. I'll tell you what, I'll come back to that one because I think what's more interesting, he said Bullet for My Valentine. I know Stan and Logan said Nickelback, mainly because they're more familiar with Nickelback, so, fair point. That just means y'all might have to check out Bullet after this, I think if I had to choose, it's kind of funny. I do think... I think I've been more familiar with Nickelback for some time. I think he's a great vocalist. But as far as, like, a band goes, like, if I had to vote for a band and just, like, appreciating that particular band, I think my vote's actually going to go for Bullet. Like I said, I've been listening to them a lot lately. I was checking out their Poison record. And, they've got a few good songs on there. And some songs that I like. And I might like the Bullet songs better than the Nickelback songs. Now, again, I actually think Nickelback's quite good. I think they're hits. I think they're hits for a reason. I think their songs are just really catchy and some tried and true songs that I'll always have on my playlist. But I think my vote is going to go for Bullet for My Valentine. So if we don't get someone to break the tie, I think since I'm the host, I think my vote will be the tiebreaker. But if someone shows up, we'll let them do that. So, but right now it's a tie between Bullet and Nickel, but it's leaning towards Bullet because of my vote. Now for AC/DC and Metallica, I think we're in a similar situation. Well, no, maybe not. Let's see. Who voted for who? So Logan said Metallica. Stanley said Metallica. Edward said AC/DC. AC/DC, classic band, forever, definitely some goats, as in greatest of all times, a lot to admire about them. But as far as like who I tend to listen to more, I think, these are some tough face-offs. Again, I don't think there's a wrong choice here. I think it's, what you're feeling today, which one you're leaning towards. And AC/DC versus Metallica, I think you could go either way. But I think if I had to vote, I think I got to go Metallica. I think Metallica is probably the one that I would listen to more than AC/DC. So I think the finale, the final, we've got Metallica, and I think my vote's going to have to be the tiebreaker for Bullet for My Valentine, and then we've got me. So now the only thing that stinks, I was hoping to have this set up so that we could have another bracket. So what do you guys want to do? Do we want to bring in a fourth nomination so that we can have two more brackets and then a final bracket? Or do we just want to go ahead and have a three-way face-off between these last three? Which would you guys prefer to do? Should we bring in a fourth nomination so that we can have two more brackets? Or should we go ahead and have a three-way face-off between these final picks? And again, the final picks will be Metallica, me, and Bullet for My Valentine. So let me know what you guys think. And as you guys are letting me know, I will update you about a couple things. So like I said, right now, one thing I'm working towards, Logan makes a suggestion of throwing Nirvana in there. I would say if we do throw in another suggestion, it would have to be one that we all agree with. So if you all want to add a fourth suggestion, and that's true, we could bring Killswitch Engage, Man, that's going to make it tough. Man, bringing Killswitch Engage? Sheesh. Yeah, that would be a good one, Killswitch Engage. So, just to kind of give you guys a quick little update. So, the streams have been fun. One thing I'm trying to do is have more segments with each stream. So, rather than every stream being exactly the same, I think each week there's going to be a different topic or something for the stream. So one type of stream will be, the reaction segments where I will check out reactions, which, by the way, if you ever have something you want me to react to, a certain band or a song or whatever, ideally in the genre of metal, let me know, and I will consider it for an episode of a reaction. Another segment is, these kind of hangouts, and doing like a bracket or a tier list, something like that. So again, I might try to do them in a little more polished way where we can anticipate what kind of bracket we're going to be doing, but that sort of thing. Another one is going to be a songwriting session, sort of having a creative session together where I'm actually going to have a project open and we're going to write a song together. We're going to, come up with the drum beat and a bass line and a guitar riff and all that stuff, and I'll record vocals and stuff. And what else we got? And then Q&A. I thought that might be kind of a nice one, some kind of just, anytime anyone has questions. Oh, and requests as well. So it'll be a Q&A where you guys can ask questions, whatever you're curious about, whatever you want to talk about, we can discuss. But also you can request songs. I'll have the list of songs that I can perform. And you guys can make the requests, and I'll perform those songs rather than having a pre-planned set list. So as far as suggestions go, we had Nirvana suggested from Logan. Edward suggested bringing Killswitch Engage in, which I think I'm leaning towards that since Killswitch was originally a nomination. Stan was saying, could you imagine them both live together? And I don't know if you're referring to, I'm not sure which combination you're actually referring to. AC/DC and Metallica would be my guess. But and then Stan's kind of going for the three-way. All right, I tell you what. I think we're gonna bring Killswitch in. I feel really outnumbered here. Again, y'all better vote, honestly, because if it's me against Bullet, Metallica, and Killswitch Engage, I don't think I should be winning this, So we'll see. All right, here's what I want to do. I think we're going to do the bracket just for fun, but I would be curious what your vote would be for the three-way as well. So, the answer is why not both? So here's what we're going to do. Let's do Bullet for My Valentine versus Killswitch Engage. I think that'd be a good pairing. And then, oh my gosh, we're going to do me versus Metallica. All right, out of those two, what would your vote be? For Killswitch versus Bullet, again, I think Bullet is a very talented band, really good. But I love Killswitch Engage. They're a huge influence of mine. I think they're very consistent with their music. So my vote would have to go for Killswitch Engage. Logan, it's okay if you pick Metallica over me. I completely understand. I'm trying to think who I would vote for. Now this one's kind of interesting. Like Metallica is obviously a legendary band. But my style of music, I can't say I draw too much influence from Metallica. So, speaking, like obviously I try to write music that I love. Yeah. Stanley says, love you, Metallica, Killswitch. No, I get it, but yeah, what's kind of funny is I think between myself and Metallica is a great band, but obviously I try to write music. I try to express myself. I try to write music that I like. I don't write a song and say, yeah, I wrote it, but it sucks. It's like, I'm trying to write music that I like. And I think the music I write kind of draws influence from a lot of other bands. So I think my vote, man, as weird as that sounds, I think I got to vote for myself. So I'm with Edward. Edward says Killswitch and QK. And, oh, look at that. So we got Killswitch and QK from Logan as well. All right, so it looks like Killswitch, man. Now, I will say Killswitch is kind of the, kind of slipped in there. So, all right, so here's what I'm curious. So here's the last bracket, obviously. So it looks like it's Killswitch Engage versus me, QK. But if we had done three-way, if it was me versus Bullet versus Metallica, what would you guys have picked for the three-way? So give me two answers. But when it's me versus Killswitch, who would you pick between those two? And if it was the three-way, me versus Bullet and Metallica, who would you pick in that scenario? I'd be curious just what you guys would have picked. For me, I got to go Killswitch. For this matchup, definitely Killswitch. Killswitch has been a huge influence to me. I think they write great songs, great lyrics. Just everything's great, They've got good heavy riffs, and they've got really catchy melodies. Their albums are very dynamic. It's good stuff. Stanley says, you, sir, write great music. You will be in future brackets, So we'll see. Maybe eventually I'll make it there. So I guess it's QK all day, probably Metallica or QK. So for the three-way, for Logan, it was a toss-up between me and Metallica. Yep. And then Stan sounds like going with me. And I'm guessing you would have gone Metallica for the three-way. And then Edward, says KSE. And then I don't know if you meant to finish typing something. You've got just there. Stanley says Metallica. All right, so if it was the three-way, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. So for me, okay, so I said kill switch, Edward said kill switch, and I think Stanley and Logan voted. So I think I'm the tiebreaker here. So it looks like kill switch, wins our bracket. So congratulations to kill switch engage. However, I will say I don't know how fair it is since kill switch kind of got to skip all the other brackets. So yeah, who would your pick have been for the three-way? For the three-way, it's kind of funny. I will say for the three-way, because it was me versus Bullet and Metallica. Kind of like I said for Metallica, I think it would have been the same thing if it was me versus Bullet. Again, I think Bullet is a very good band, but I do think if it was three-way, I probably would have voted myself. For kill switch, I'd vote for kill switch, but three-way, I would have voted myself. I'm guessing Stan would go Metallica for three-way. Not bad company to be second. Yep. Well, you guys are too kind. I think y'all are just a little too nice. But I appreciate the times when you were honest. Edward, I appreciate you picking kill switch engage, and Stanley, I appreciate you picking Metallica over me. Just being honest. So, but I appreciate your votes and including me. Thank you so much. It's too kind of you guys. So awesome. So yeah. So I'd say kill switch was the one. For the three-way, I'm not sure. Edward, what would you have picked for the three-way? Logan was saying probably Metallica or QK. Let's see here. And Logan, what would you have picked for the three-way? Just out of curiosity. So, all right, guys. That was a lot of fun. Thanks so much. I've got one more song for you guys, and then I think we are going to call it a wrap soon. But again, like I said, I'm working towards kind of some new stuff, so looking to doing some new stream segments. And the other thing I'm trying to get set up for multi-streaming. Thanks, Edward. Appreciate that. For the three-way, probably Metallica. So I think if we'd gone three-way, I think Metallica would have won. And, actually, I guess if I'm the tiebreaker, I might have won the three-way, just because I think I was going to vote for myself in that situation. But, we'll see. So, man. But, yes, like I was saying, working on some stuff for the streams. I'm also trying to get things set up for multi-streaming. So I'm trying to get things set up where I can stream to other platforms at the same time. So I'm looking at Twitch and possibly TikTok, just because TikTok is very relevant right now and kind of a good place for promoting music. Possibly, I think it depends on what you're trying to do. So I'm still kind of learning a lot about this, figuring some things out. But I'm trying to get things set up where I can multi-stream. And I am working on a song. I've recently finished editing some vocals and some acoustic guitar tracks. So this is a softer song with acoustic guitar. And I really don't know when it's going to be done. I'm working hard to get it done soon. But so I'm hoping it's going to be within the next couple weeks. Should be pretty close to that. But I do have a new song coming out soon. Definitely excited to share it with you guys. And that's kind of the main stuff I've been working on. And then some other exciting things. I'm not gonna go heavy into this, but I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of kind of some stuff. I might be having some merch available soon. Now, some of you are already aware. I do have I had some local merch. I had these guitar picks made, and I have these guitar pick necklaces. I'm actually wearing one. Now, these are physical merch. Like I don't have a store set up online or anything where people can get these. My intent was to use these for live shows. But I think live shows, I still plan to do live shows. I still plan to perform locally, but I do think that's something I'm going to put on the back burner for a little bit because I think there's a lot more things I can do online and get set in place first before I start doing live shows. And there are services that allow you to print by demand. So you can make merchandise, but they won't actually make, like if you make T-shirts, they're not gonna. You don't have to buy like a bulk of T-shirts. You can just design them, and then if someone buys them, they'll make that one that one order, the one T-shirt, and then they'll send it to the person. So I'm starting to look into that, and it's very likely that I'll have a merch store at some point and have a bunch of stuff. So we'll see. It's still a lot of stuff I have to figure out, but I am excited about it, and I am working towards it. And yeah, it'd be great. I would love to have some things available for you guys. Again, there's the picks and the necklaces. Hopefully that'll be available somehow. But hoping to have some shirts, maybe some hats, some mugs, some other things that could be kind of interesting. So yeah, definitely look forward to that. All right, guys, I got one more song for you, and then I think we're going to call it a wrap. Edward, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for contributing to the bracket. Just wanted to ask you, what you've been up to. Have you watched any good movies lately? Do you enjoy playing video games? Are you playing a video game right now? What have you been listening to? What you been jamming to? What do you like to do for fun? Kind of get me up to date, what you've been up to and stuff. Always appreciate, when people swing by, and yeah, hope you've been enjoying the stream. Logan, what about yourself? I know I'll see you for our drum lesson, but, what have you been up to? What's been fun? What you've been doing? And Stan, that goes for you as well. And anyone else tuning in, just let me know what you've been up to. All right, got one last song for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys always. I can never say that enough, how much I appreciate your support. And even now, I know this was like just a fun little bracket game, but I can't explain how much it means, like, to put my heart into some music and then just have people connect with it. People who are like, man, your music is cool. It's very humbling. I'm just so grateful for it. I don't ever want to come across as arrogant, thinking like, yeah, I'm awesome or anything like that. But it just, at the same time, though, it's I'm still trying to learn how to wrap my head around it. And so thank you guys so much. This song goes out to you. I'm excited for what the future has in store, and I want to go on this journey with all of you, so I hope you all will join me and tag along. And so this is kind of a song about all of that. So this song goes out to all of you. This one's called Brothers to the End. Here we go. We're unbreakable, bonded by our passion, undeniable, brothers till the very end. Just a bunch of outcasts, only meant for slaughter. But we will overcome this if we can band together. Look into my eyes, grab a hold of my hand. Remember who we are, brothers till the very end. Remember who we are. who we are. Never thought I'd be alone. Always thought I'd have a home. One by one you fell away. Kalu stands from digging graves. What was once inseparable has become forgettable. Brothers till the very end, stripped of all its meaning. And now it's just me. And now it's just me. Distant fragment, shattered pieces. Thank you. All right. Again, that one was called Brothers to the End. Thanks, Stan. Stan says, love this song. And just so you know, I am hoping, just to give you guys some more kind of sneak peek, preview, update, teaser stuff, I'm hoping to release that song this year. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. We'll see. But it's on the list. It's on the list. It's not the next song, but it's on the list. So hopefully later this year, I will actually release that song. Let's see here. Stan says, nice. I did not know that. We have wanted shirts, like 20 or so, and you had to order, wanted shirts like 20 or so. And you had to order like 100. Yeah, usually, when it comes to merchandise, usually you have to buy in bulk. You have to buy a big amount, and that's kind of risky because you're like, man, is anyone going to buy this, you know? And especially, if you're not playing live shows and stuff like that, you're not totally sure, if it's going to happen. So there are certain services that, again, print by demand. So they, you don't have to buy in bulk. You can just have your shop, and if someone buys it, they'll make a copy. Now, the pros and cons are, if you do buy in bulk, you can get the supply for a much cheaper amount, and then therefore you can make more profit when you sell. When you're using a service that prints by demand, you don't make quite as much profit. But I'm not too worried about that right now. Right now, it's more about building an audience. So, if I do make some profit, that's great. I definitely appreciate people supporting me in my music. But it's right now, it's kind of just learning, building my audience, learning it. Let me see that. Oh, it looks like Edward just had cardiac surgery. Man, music got me through. Killswitch brought me here. Awesome. Great show. Thanks. I will check out your Bandcamp. Good night. Edward, I really appreciate you stopping by. Awesome to have you from the UK. I hope you have a good night. Man, there's a lot I'll have to talk to you about, so I hope maybe next stream I can get to know you a little more. And I hope everything went smooth with the cardiac surgery, and I hope you recover well. And awesome. Yeah, glad you're a Killswitch fan. I love Killswitch. They're a favorite of mine. I think there's a lot we could talk about, man. So, I hope you take care. Let's see here. Logan says, since we got internet, I've been trying a bunch of games. Some I liked, some I didn't. Okay, so Logan's been kind of playing a few different games. Stan says, can't wait to see. I guess you're referring to the merchant stuff. And yes, and then Logan says, yes, if it does. Well, cool. Yep, the song. I think it's probably going to happen because, again, I have a goal for 8 songs. And I think it's, like, I got to be honest, 8 is kind of a reach. So, like, the song that I have at the end of the list, song number 8, that's the one I'm not sure if that's going to be released this year or not. But song number 6, everything up to song number 6, I'm pretty confident is going to be released. In fact, I will tell you guys real quick. Excuse me. Let me find it real quick. I've got my notes here. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So I'll say this. Brothers to the End Brothers to the End is either going to be song number 5 or number 6. There's a few, things that might determine that. But so it might be the last song I released this year, or it's probably going to be closer to the end of the year. Now, hopefully it'll be a little sooner than that, because there are, again, I do want to release more than 6 songs, but worst case scenario, it'll be the last song I release. Best case scenario, it'll happen a little sooner, and I'll be able to release 1 or 2 more songs after that one. But it is a little further down the list. But don't worry, it's a-coming. It is a-coming. Awesome. Well, everyone who watched, Stan, Logan, Edward, Hannah, even Daniel slipping by for a little bit, JT for the moment, and anyone else who slipped by and watched the stream, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And again, if you ever have any suggestions, I'm always trying to build off this, trying to improve. So if you have any ideas for future streams, things I can do to make this, keep this fun, keep this exciting, make this more interesting, please, share your suggestions. And yes, Edward, I agree with Stan, praying for a speedy recovery. And so, yeah, hope you're doing well. Yes, so any suggestions you guys have for future streams and things like that, definitely share them. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, 1 second. But yes, we'll definitely a lot of things to come. Working on a lot of things right now, and excited to see what ends up happening. So for anyone watching now or on the replay, thank you so much. If you would like to support me so that I can keep bringing you content, I can keep making music, and helping me build my career as an artist, there is a link in the description to a virtual tip jar. And anything you can provide, I really appreciate it. I'm grateful for your support. If you do not have the financial means to support me, my biggest goal right now is building an audience. So the ways you can help me do that is by sharing my content, sharing my music, inviting people to the streams, liking the videos, leaving comments, subscribing to the channel, and all that stuff. And one of the biggest things, if you want to stay notified so that I can let you know whenever I have a new song release and whenever I have special content coming out, there is a link in the description to my email list. So if you sign up for my email list, that allows me to notify you and let you know whenever I have new content coming out or a new song release or whatever it might be. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful night or evening or morning, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.